see if it's working. Yeah, I think we are live.
Cool.
So, hello everybody, and hello to both of you. How are things?
Hello.
It's going well. Living life.
Going
Excellent.
pretty good.
I see things have been going pretty well. Like you joined the army, Calvo, and actually I thought that was a pretty respectable thing to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, I thought that was cool. So, thanks for showing up. I wasn't sure what to expect here, but here you are, and it's cool.
Yeah, glad to be here. Look forward to the conversation. So.
Yeah. Now I know what to call you. I'll call you Calvo. I don't know what to call your friend here.
Mike.
Mike. All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna write that down because I'm bad at names.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So, so how's the family, Calvo?
Family's doing great, man. No,
Awesome.
son's getting older.
Yeah.
Getting older a little too fast, so but everything's going great, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. It's been a while, hasn't it, since you became a father? It's been a while.
Yes, it has. It's not
Like, it must be a couple years at least, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Kind of a big adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great experience. So.
Yeah. I just want to ask the chat, is anybody too quiet or anything? Do I need to turn anybody up or down or anything like that? I don't see anybody saying anything's super wrong here, so I guess we're all right. Okay,
Just so everybody knows, I'm driving right now, so
yeah, don't crash.
you hear me get a little frustrated because of freaking traffic.
Crazy car accident goes off in the background.
Are we gonna hear some road rage?
Yeah.
We're gonna hear some road rage. I'm like that too. Yeah. So I guess I'll ask Mike then. What are we here to talk about?
Suppose the actual NTC events of me meeting Calvo, where I don't sound like a total goober. I guess there was some goober activities going on, but
Goober activities. Okay. So that's in reference to my video that came out, I guess 2 days ago now.
It's like 2 days ago, yeah.
I guess what's the issue?
Well, all right. So there were some things that were true in there. There were some things that weren't true. Some things were like embellished. I don't know. Some things are kind of like supposed to be a little private, but I mean, it's all right. Like I wasn't like too mad about it. I was just kind of like, didn't ask, and also like told it a little wrong. But I mean, that's about it. I mean, I like found out about it because I wake up pretty early for PT in the morning for the Army. So like, and we don't have service in our building. So I'm like scrolling through like the offline posts on Facebook because, you get bored waiting for formation. And then I see like a Logic video like that you shared on like Facebook or something, or promotion or something. And it was like another Calvo video. And I was like, oh, he made another video about Calvo. And I like read the description. And I was like, oh, he made a video about me. What the fuck? So
yeah, that's unexpected.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to not cuss to keep this like monetized for you or whatever. But
it's
if
fine.
something slips
It's
out,
fine. Say whatever you want. I don't care.
I'm not trying to have you like bleep a bunch of stuff out. So I mean.
Well, I mean, if you start like yelling the N-word, I might have a problem. But short of that, I think you're fine.
No. We don't do that. We don't do that.
I know you don't.
No,
I don't expect that you will, but I'm just saying. That's about the only point at which I have some sort of a problem.
Well, I guess I'll just get into the story about that I told you guys yesterday.
I guess for context, though, people, I obviously talked to you previously, but for other people, like, how do you guys know each other? Like, what's sort of the backstory here?
So, the backstory here is we both joined the army around the same time, and we eventually got to the same base and the same unit, right? At first, me and Calvo, like, we were like, I'd say we were like more like acquaintances, wouldn't you say, Calvo? Like, I mean, you were like more friends with like McBlunt, or yeah, you were more friends with the other, like, our other guy, and then yeah, and I was more friends with the other guy, and then like we all have families, so we would all like mutually meet up and like have picnics and whatever, and let the kids kind of hang out. Um, yeah, and I've actually known about Calvo for years, because I've been an avid like Logic fan for a long time. I mean, I kind of stopped watching a lot of stuff on YouTube altogether, just because life got busy. I mean, I'm like,
Yeah, no kidding.
pretty well into adulthood now. Yeah, so yeah, so I straight up I did not recognize him, you know, because he used to have like a goatee going on in the videos, and now like, I mean, the army like cleans
Oh,
you
that's
up,
true. I
dude. Like, I
forgot
mean,
about that.
yeah,
yeah.
so I mean, I don't know, facial hair does a lot, I guess. I don't know. I also like
It does. I
wasn't
mean,
like
if you look
religiously
at
watching.
all these comic books and stuff, it's like you got the guy and then the evil version of the guy, and nobody can recognize him with a
Yeah,
goatee on. You know?
yeah. So like, I mean, it was kind of like that, you know. I just never pieced it together. I always thought that he looked like familiar, but I just didn't put too much thought in it because why would I? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just was not tracking. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I
So
know.
you genuinely just didn't
Had no idea.
recognize him because of
No,
that. Yeah. You probably didn't watch
no,
like some of the later stuff. I guess maybe.
no. No. I was thinking you only had like 4 videos out about him. I just checked yesterday, and you have like this is like a
I
whole
yeah. There's
Hovind.
well, it's. I mean, we can get like look we got you here, Calvo. We can get into talking about things like that if we want to at some point, but for now, you know, it's mainly about I guess Mike's thoughts on the last one, mainly for now.
As far as that topic, um, personally, I don't want to get into. Kind of just over it. I've moved on from all that stuff. So
Yeah.
like,
It's all
I'm more
good, man.
here just for this whole, my buddy here,
Yeah.
that situation. That's
Yeah.
it. And I do want to clarify something. He told me before we started this chat that somebody by the name of like Jehovah something, claiming to be my editor, stating that I was like lying and crap. But like, I've never had an editor. I do my own stuff, so I'm not.
Yeah,
partnered up.
I'm also not a plant. You guys will. I'm sure you guys will hear that and be like, yeah, this guy's not.
When I
I
announced
feel like,
this through the community post, the comments were wild. Like the
Yeah.
speculation was just off the wall. People all over the place, with all sorts of guesses about how this was going to go. Yeah, no, I believe you about the Drow for Jehovah account. That account is, as far as I can tell, just some random person having fun, just trolling
Yeah, it's not
around.
the first though. I've had people make fake accounts of me asking people for money. And,
Yeah.
you
There've
know,
always been
creating all
theories
types
about that account. Like people thinking, "Oh, this is Almando. This is Levy. This is his mom or his wife, or like all these wild things." Or you know, or the most plausible one, which is just it's a troll, some random person, you know, having fun. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. It's good that you clarify that though, because I think, I don't know. I will say, you know, that person was in the comments on that community post, like drumming up controversy about how you've been lying this entire time to your church and your editor, and oh my God, the army buddy actually exists or something, and it's just like it's drumming up drama, and I'm like, well, I mean, if nothing else, I guess it's good content.
Yeah, sorry. Personally, I did my best. It's nothing against you, but I would have never mentioned you at all if it had nothing to do with you. You know, if it was like a different YouTuber that he mentioned and stuff, I probably would have told the story with a different YouTuber. But you know, I've kind of just been trying to stay away from that. I guess that end of the stick, because I know we've had our discussions and
Yeah.
all that.
No, I get it. Like you're a dad, you're a husband, you're in the army, you got life going on. I get it.
Yeah, and if you notice, I haven't really posted as frequently as I used to. So yeah,
No.
I'm busy,
Yeah.
man. My life's been pretty busy. So
No, I can tell.
Also,
even
I
though you're not
noticed,
posting like that, that indicates something already. The fact that you're obviously off out there doing it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we should get back to the actual point of this, eh? So, I don't know where we want to start here, kind of, but I guess what's the backstory of the event in that last video?
Darn
You
me.
asking me?
Whoever wants to talk, I guess. Mike primarily, I suppose, but
Yeah, I'll go. So we went to the National Training Center out in California, and basically, like, we were put on a detail called Hands in the Desert at the end of it, where you go clean up like brass, ammo, like stuff left behind. Sucks pretty bad. You're just like in the back of an LMTV all day, like stopping and like picking stuff up. So when you're driving, you know, we don't have our phones. Like nobody's like just hanging out on their phones the whole time. So you just kind of get into these conversations, you know, when you don't have your phones for a long time. And like I was across the LMTV from him and this other guy, and I was just listening to them talk. And Calvo was talking about they were talking about like, you know, religion, something that you normally like wouldn't talk about in like a work setting, but I mean, you're out in the field and you get into some weird conversations. And this other guy was talking about how he believes in every god, like Jormungandr and like Ymir and Kali and like the Christian god and the Islamic god. And I'm just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, this is rough to like listen to. And so is Calvo, because Calvo is like, I don't know, man, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, like you believe in like every god, like it's kind of okay. Like he's like, and then he said he's like, yeah, I'm a Christian apologist for my other career. Like this is what I do, is I like debate people or whatever. And I was like, just started like squinting at him, and I was like, why do I like know you? But like I've known him for months at this point, but I was like, I feel like I know you differently. I don't know how to explain that. Like the gears started like turning in my head, and I was just kind of like, squinting at him. I was like, all right. And then we like, I don't even know what made me ask. I didn't know his first name, so I never like was like, are you Almando? But we ended up stopping and started cleaning up brass, and we started hanging out while we were doing that. And I just looked at him. I was like, hey man, do you know who Logic is, like a YouTuber? And he just kind of like was like, yes I do know who that is. I know Logic very well. And I was like, oh my, I'm not even gonna lie, I did spaz out a little bit. My face did not get red. Maybe it was red from the sun. All right, but I did spaz. Dude, you don't got your phones and you're sleep deprived. And like, I don't know who I would tell about this anyways, but I was just like, oh my God, you're the fucking guy, dude. Like, what is happening right now? Like, this is like, yeah, it kind of was like meeting a celebrity a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, like, because I don't know. I guess like
you really don't expect it.
it's just like, I was fucking like, what are the odds of this happening right now? Like, I've known about you for years. We just so happen to join the same MOS and went to the National Training Center at the same time, same unit. Like, what are the actual odds of this happening right now?
Not great.
Mine was just like totally like so astronomically low. I don't know. I explained it to you yesterday, but it's kind of like if like Leafy made a video about somebody like years ago, and then somehow you like started working at like your job with them at the same time, and then you just like were like one day you're like, oh, you know who Leafy is? And they're like, yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I spazzed out a little bit. So
Yeah.
um,
So at this point, here's something that came up in the video, okay? And I'm just gonna ask if this is true or not. Like, did you want to beat the shit out of Calvo?
no, I didn't want to beat. I told him that yesterday. I never said that. I never said that I was gonna beat him up.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of
No, dude.
a
No,
slight
I'm not a
exaggeration,
barbarian.
right? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not a no. I'm not like a fucking barbarian.
And by the way, I in no way would endorse anyone doing that at all. That's completely ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I didn't want to beat him up. I think I told him. I did tell him though that this whole interaction, like this experience, has completely changed how I view people online, because watching those videos and like videos like that prior to this experience, like I was thinking in my head like how are these people walking around with their brain telling their lungs how to like inhale? You know what I mean? Like I was like, this doesn't, like I've never met people like this, so I don't understand how people are just like in the wild like this.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, well, you're seeing a narrow aspect of a person's life, I suppose. Like, I can understand that. So I guess the question is, before you figured out who he was, what was your attitude towards him? Like, from what I've heard, you were like, this dude's a good guy, right?
No, he's a great guy, great soldier. He got promoted early. He's a great father. He's a great husband. Like I don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like to your viewers, like if you met him, you'd be like, this is a squared away individual. Like total. I don't know what's going on in the online life. That's honestly none of my business. I don't really bring that up. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try to keep that separate.
Yeah.
Because I mean, realistically, it's none of my business. People can think what they want. I have a different ideology. That's okay. Everybody has different ideologies.
Yeah, and I think this is something that that people need to remember is like you are not seeing an entire human being.
Yeah, no, he's
on
a great
the internet.
Guy.
Like you are, however,
like...
I mean, there's two different aspects to this. You're not seeing the whole person, but you are seeing something about the person. Right?
Yeah.
So when you're seeing someone in video saying something, I mean, they said it in a video. When you're reading something in a book someone wrote, I mean, they did in fact write the book. So in that sense, like, those things are factually true. No, but of course, you can't summarize someone's entire existence just based on those things. That's not going to work because obviously, people are more complicated than that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just try to separate that. I don't know. I learned a long time ago that, bringing up religion or like, politics and stuff like that in the workplace usually doesn't go well. So, I mean, I just don't do that. And as far as I know, from knowing him other than the video, great guy. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I guess the question is like you've
Homer Simpson. But...
Yeah,
Sorry,
right. You've seen some of the stuff though. Like I guess one thing that came up in the video was that you basically decided everything I ever said was false.
No, I never said that.
Right.
But like I'm not here to like.
No, I'm not like challenging you on it.
Like,
I'm just asking, is that really a?
No, I didn't say that. I said the perception that I had of him from the video was false.
Right.
But
like as a personality,
I don't know. I don't really know too much about anything else in regards to what he's saying in the videos. I didn't bother even watching the newer ones. But
yeah,
I think I did see like 3 or 4 of them a while ago. When I was at work, I used to like just put your videos on, kind of like a podcast, in my headphones and walk around at work.
Yeah. So what was the point of the video anyway, Calvo? I don't really understand. Like, I guess it was like a testimony, sort of. I don't really like understand the motivation there.
You know, so to answer that question, it was more of just like the experience I had.
Okay.
But same way that my buddy here felt, it was kind of like the same way that I felt. Like it was just pretty shocking, to run into
Yeah.
somebody who knows of you and kind of has told me that he's seen videos of me. Such a small world. So like it was just the whole experience and interaction that I had with this gentleman. So it's like,
Yeah.
just wanted to talk about it. Like I said, I was actually iffy about posting the video because your name would have been brought up, and I already knew what was going to happen once your name was brought up. So, but I decided to make the video anyways, and just talk about it. And I've told my buddy here as well, that I apologize for the exaggeration on some of the parts. Some of the conversation, he definitely hit the nail on the head a lot better than I had. I don't fully 100% remember word for word conversation. I actually totally forgot about the way that it was kind of introduced. Like, Logic. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, wait, you're that dude. Like, totally forgot how that interaction exactly went. So I kind of just like revised story in a way. But yeah, that was more the intention. It was just out of excitement. Not out of excitement, but
I think that was the thing that people, and that I mean, I'll just say, like, I found it very implausible in the way that it was presented. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Just sort of it was the delivery of it, right? And to be honest, that's the case a lot of the time, I think. There's a reason that people find your videos more compelling than most Christian apologists is I think people find there to be a tendency of a lot of exaggeration and sort of implausibility, and maybe sort of trying to big yourself up more than is warranted by the actual thing, perhaps. Yeah. I'm really trying to not be a dick here, right? I wanna like.
Good, man. Say what you like.
Okay. Yeah. So there was also this part in the video, which I can believe, about Mike, you telling Calvo that you take a bullet for him and all this kind of stuff.
I said that yesterday. Yeah, so we were playing Among Us and on VR. We were playing Among Us on VR. That was real too. I know you guys were like, "Oh, that didn't happen." Yeah, no, that's real.
That's one of the more believable parts, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, we were
like that kind of level of detail. It's like, oh, well, either it's more detail just to be believable, or it's just like believable detail. I mean, there's a reason people use detail to make things believable, and in this sense, it's like, why would you make that up? People play Among Us.
That's real too. I stand by that too. Yeah, I mean, like, I know a lot of people are making jokes about like, oh, you might as well like get out on one knee or whatever and like marry him, or like there's like a romance here. No, we both got families. Like, it's not even like that. But like, yeah, I mean, like, so a lot of people in your comments, by the way, I wanted to address this. They were calling Calvo they were calling him a pogue, or saying he was like a reservist. No, he's 11 series active duty. He's in 11 Bravo. So I'm gonna squash that right there. And like, our job is to go out and, I mean, deal with America's enemies, I suppose. I don't want to like be like, oh, army guy type thing. A lot of people were like ripping on him about that, but yeah. So I mean, there's like kind of a brotherhood there that isn't really with a lot of other jobs, I suppose, in the army, and like that's what we do, is like your front lines. So, I mean, yeah, I told him, I had a couple of drinks in me, and I was like, when we're playing Among Us, at the end of it, we hadn't really, like, talked about the whole YouTube Logic thing. Like I said, I was trying to separate that, but I had a couple of drinks in me, and I was like, hey, man, regardless on what is going on in that, like, online part of your life, with Logic or whatnot, like, I would be so proud to like have you in my platoon, you know, when we go out and do whatever we need to do. And I would take a bullet for you. I did say that. That's real. He's not being a big old narcissist with that one, making that up. I said that, and I stand by it.
Cool.
And that meant a lot, which is why I brought up the detail. Because, you know, not a lot of people would actually tell something like that to a person. So, or maybe, I don't know. Once again, I thank you again.
Yeah, I said that and stand by that.
People are saying I'm being too nice. I disagree. I mean,
hey,
there's a time and a place to start like arguing about I guess you would say sort of intellectual disagreements.
And that's not Logic's fault, if anyone can hear me. I don't know if they can hear me on the live stream or not, but that's not his fault. That was a stipulation that I created to do this because I do respect Calvo as a friend. I do like Calvo. And the only reason he's doing this right now is because of me. It's because I called him like 3 times after I discovered the video, and I was like, "Hey man, why did I wake up and see that my favorite video or my favorite YouTuber made a video about me and like not a great light?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not cool.
The thing is, though, I had no intention anyway from the start of coming in here and just like steamrolling everybody. That's not really what this is about, you know. It's different. It's different if you're directly commenting on some thing someone said that you disagree with or that you find weird, like in a video that's made for entertainment purposes. It's a real different thing when you're actually trying to talk to someone about the reality of things. Like it's just not how it works. I don't know if people remember, like years ago I had a live stream with Theophilus McPherson, or as we like to call him, Theophilus McFernandez. And it's a similar kind of thing where it's like, I mean, you're there to just hang out and be like, yeah, so anyway, about that stuff. It's, I don't know. It doesn't have to be aggressive.
Yeah, and I'm hoping this could be like
Agreed.
Maybe like somehow you guys find like some sort of middle ground, if that's even possible. I doubt it is, but like some conclusion. I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's like some conclusion, or you know, give some people some level of like end, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to start on that real quick.
Sure.
So, Logic, you know, I got nothing against you at all. You know, like I said, I put that behind me a long time ago, especially because I got more important things in my life going on. So, you know, I forgave you a long time ago. Even if you feel that there's nothing to be forgiven for, that's just, you know, my perspective on things. I believe that was just my duty to forgive you and kind of put everything behind me and move on with my life, you know, regardless on how you feel about me, your opinions about me. Yeah. You know,
can I clarify something there, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, you forgiving another person really has nothing to do with how the other person feels about it. If you feel that somebody has done something that you think is, you know, uncalled for or whatever, if you feel that somebody has done something wrong, then, you know, forgiveness is your business. It's like whether I think there's anything to be forgiven for has nothing to do with what you do.
Yeah, that's why I brought up that other point, that whether you feel that you need to be forgiven for something or not, you know, it's just my perspective on what I felt that I needed to do.
No, I agree.
So it's just me. It's a personal thing, personal conviction.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, I've forgiven you, put it all behind me, and kind of just moved on. You know, as well as like all your subscribers, many of them which know who they are. You know, the few that have doxed me, the people who have insulted my family, have contacted my family, said some nasty things, I forgive them as well too. You know, I know,
and I want to say I condemn that behavior. That was not me.
Yeah,
and that was never endorsed or promoted or anything by me. If anyone, I never heard of anyone doxing you, but if they did that, that's insane. I mean, that's completely uncalled for and unacceptable on every level. 100% against that.
And I appreciate that, you know, and I don't blame you. It's not like, you know, when I had responded to some of the individuals. I didn't say, oh, it's all Logic's fault and stuff. It's like, no, those are those certain individuals who made their own decision to do what they did. It has nothing to do with you. You can't stop everybody from doing what they want to do. So like I said, if they're watching the video, they know who they are. I have forgiven them as well, and like I put it behind me. I'm not really worried about that anymore. And as far as like the whole like channel thing goes, people got to understand too. Like, yes, I get it. I probably suck with my communication, my delivery, but I'm still fairly new with apologetics. I just decided to make that channel and start a ministry where I provide evidence for God and the history of the Bible and stuff. And I'm still learning. I'm actually currently in college to get a degree so that I can better communicate and deliver, the information in a lot more responsible, respectable way. Which is another reason why I took a break from it as well. So that's another thing that I also have on my shoulder right now is college. So, but yeah, that's just really what it is. It's all behind me, and there's nothing really left to kind of cover here, as far as like with you and stuff like that.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, if you don't want to talk about other stuff, that's fine. I mean, I do have a list of questions, but whether we get to that is questionable.
Are you ever going to come out with God is two?
That's
a lot
a good
of people
question.
are asking about that. A lot of people are asking about that. I figured I'd just throw that out there. You told me yesterday that you're working on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've been on and off with it. I've kind of been deciding whether or not I want to do it now or do I want to wait till I got my degree, because I know that there's a lot more that I can learn. And there's a different, way that the book could come out after learning some of the things that I learned in college. So I'm not really sure. I know it's not going to be anytime soon. Like I said, I've been busy, so it's kind of hard to cover that. I can't like take time away from my family after work. Especially when I go to the field, I'm getting, deployed sometime in the future. So like maybe when I'm out of the military, who knows? But I don't know. As of right now, it's not coming out anytime soon. So I'm not going to be focused on that right now.
One of the things that really blew things up back in the day was, I mean, I don't just want to say plagiarism flat out like that, but I mean, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And then essentially the refusal to acknowledge that, right? And treating that as if that's some sort of a personal attack or something, when people were honestly, it is the fact. And if you're in college, you're probably, I would expect, probably starting to realize that. Perhaps.
Like me respond?
If you want.
Like I said, I don't want to discuss anything that has to do with that. Like I said, I put it all behind me. But
it's more. Sorry, just to clarify what I mean. I'm talking more about the future, right? So like God is too.
Yeah.
It would be best, just as a piece of advice, like understand what the criticism was there, because it's a legitimate criticism. If you do stuff like that in college, you will probably get expelled.
Yeah.
Seriously. And so I'm just saying, like, just for your future work, right? Really, people want you to understand this, and it's also for the good of your own life, is that, like, that can have serious negative consequences. And, it's nothing about, like, oh, Frank Turek might come after you for copyright things. I mean, I think David, what's the guy's name? David John Wellman was more focused on stuff like copyright. I don't care about that. Really, yeah. I just wanted to make it clear that, like, if you approach writing without understanding proper citation, proper quotation, how to avoid falling into the category of plagiarism,
Yeah.
You really need to understand it.
It's always going to be open.
All right.
That's all. Like, I mean, I'm really not, it's just because I have the opportunity to talk to you. Because like, I'm not just trying to like harp on it, right? I'm really saying like, it's actually important. All the other stuff, any like intellectual disagreements, you know, religious disagreements and science disagreements, all of that doesn't matter. I don't care about any of that, right? I don't want you to end up getting like kicked out of college for not comprehending what I was trying to say.
Yes, sir. Could I mind if I respond quickly?
Sure.
Yeah. So, regardless of whether or not people are going to take my word for it, or agree with me or disagree, I still stand by, you know, the project's intent. You know, it wasn't plagiarized, but like I said, you know, everybody's going to have their opinions. And that, you know, it's just the way the world is. Like, you know, people are always going to have their opinions on another person, their perspective on certain things that another person does. I still stand by it. Like I said, I don't believe anything that I, you know, did as far as the project was wrong. Like I said, it was my first book. I've mentioned this plenty of times. It was my first book. Never wrote a book in my life. And I wanted to do something collaborative, you know, with the intention of directly just stealing ideas just to make it my own. You know, all the credit still goes out to my teacher, who I have taken courses personally. And I wanted to share that with collaborative ideas from, you know, my perspective on those specific topics and arguments. So, like I said, man, you know, I don't want to be talking about that. I put it behind me. I can care less what people think, you know, unless if people really care about it, then please, by all means, you know, just take action. Yeah. Don't just keep telling me X, Y, and Z. Just, you know, take action. Maybe reach out to these particular individuals, you know, make it noticed and stuff. It's like, just don't bother me about it. You know, I can really care less what people think. You know, if people really think that hardly about it, and please, by all means, you know, get in touch with some lawyers, you know, take action. That's it, you know. But
well, the lawyer,
just
to be clear, the lawyer thing, I mean, nobody watching your videos or reading your books has any standing to do anything legal, and they don't want to, right? And that is not to do with the plagiarism aspect. That's to do with the copyright aspect. They're different things. Copyright and copyright violation and plagiarism are very different. Plagiarism is essentially using somebody else's words without correct attribution. And this is a thing that in educational institutions, they are very, very strict on. So that's what I want to be clear about. Is it's not a legal issue. I don't think you're going to get any legal issues. I don't think Frank Turek is going to show up at your door with some sort of letter, right? I don't think that's the issue you're going to see. I just think that if you consistently fail to correctly attribute or even quote the things that show up in your book, you're not going to get legal problems. If you do it in school, you might get school problems. But if generally it's mostly just about, there's sort of a culture to writing, right? And you're essentially, you could think of it like the morality of writing, right? Like within a certain context, or like the ethics of writing. And you're essentially going against that entire, you know, centuries long tradition by just sort of copying things. The thing is, you can still use large pieces of somebody else's work. You just have to attribute it properly and quote it properly. So it's a difference in approach, but you don't necessarily have to change the content that much. There are people out there who who can edit your work. You can even hire people for relatively cheap, I suspect, who will take a look through and just show you a few tweaks. So maybe run God Is 2 through one of those just to be sure. But I'll drop it.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I won't talk about any of the other the past stuff here. We've talked a little bit about God Is 2. One other thing. I saw you making videos on your channel with InVideo.
Yeah.
It's not really your videos. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. It's that's an interesting approach. I think my feelings on that are pretty clear. I don't really need to go into that.
What do you mean? Oh, like the chop clips or something? Is that what you're referring to?
Videos made with InVideo AI, where you type in a prompt and then it makes a video.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people have quite a negative impression of that as well. But I mean, whether you care about that is your business. That's your business.
Yeah. At the end of the day, people are gonna have problems with literally everything. Nobody's ever gonna be satisfied in this life. You know.
Okay.
It's just the way things are. There's a little thing that I wanted to test out, to get some information out there because I haven't posted videos in a long time. So yeah, I tested out some like AI content. So I could push at least some videos out on my channel because I've been gone for so long. I haven't had the time to actually make some content.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a relevant issue.
Okay.
I probably won't be doing that again because it's just too much work to be messing around with that stuff. It's more easy to sit in front of a damn camera, just record.
Okay.
But,
well, that's a good approach. Yeah. So I guess one thing is when God Is 2 comes out, how can people buy it?
I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to retail the book yet. I want to try Amazon, see what I can do on there. I have no idea. I haven't really thought it through because, like I said, I've been too busy to even start writing anything for it. So
I'll vouch for him on that too. We're really busy during the day.
Okay.
And then like coming home to a family, wife's been at home with the kids all day. You gotta take over and make dinner and stuff.
Yeah. But you understand there is hype, right? Like there is anticipation for it. People will actually buy it, believe it or not. Like that is a thing that people will do. So if you don't know now, that's fine. But I guess when the time comes, just put out a video about it. Maybe people will see it. Who knows?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I probably won't cover it. Like I kind of think this maybe puts a lid on things a bit, personally.
Yeah, sure.
But I would ask though, if you do end up finishing it, if you do find the time, can I have like a PDF of it?
I can send you that.
Okay, cool.
No problem.
Man.
Thanks for asking.
I'll even pay you for it, but like, it's all good.
Autographed hard copy.
Oh, I'll take that too. I will go renew my PO box. I will go renew my PO box tomorrow if I find out I'm going to get an autographed hard copy. Okay. Well, I guess is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up here? I think I covered pretty much most of the stuff that I wanted to bring up, I suppose.
No, I mean I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as anything goes, man, I'm real too. I'm also real. People think that I'm not. So
I think sometimes people think you might be playing a character. I think it's just the way that the videos come across. Sometimes people think, I mean, you know how it is on the internet. People sometimes ham it up. I mean, I ham it up. Like you look at my videos, obviously I'm putting in a bit of snark, a bit of jokes, you know, maybe being a little bit more harsh than I otherwise would be. But I mean, that's not always exactly the reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, people think the same thing about you or anybody else, where it's like maybe you're just kind of going further than you normally would or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, all I would mention is that, you know, I'm still fairly new at this. I've only been following the Lord for 4 years. I've been studying apologetics for probably 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all these other guys that you guys watch, such as like Frank Turek, Greg Kokel, Norman Geisler, like these guys have been doing it for years, many years. So I'm not at that level yet. I'm still learning. This is why I even decided to get a degree for applied apologetics, so I can learn more and my delivery can be a lot more better. So, you know, cut me some slack, people. You know, if you guys have advice for me, you know, you guys can send me some advice, you know, some critique, and I will take a look at it. There's no problem with that. But it all depends on the person's approach. You know, you don't have to like insult me and crap. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to insult me, that's fine. You know, if you want to hate me, that's fine. Just being a soldier, I'm already hated by half the world. You know, you got people who want to kill me, Taliban, freaking China, all this stuff. So like, I'm not worried about that. You know, you hate me, cool, but you want to like send me some critique. If there's something you disagree with, then reach out. You know, I'll talk to you. I'll listen to what you have to say. It's not that hard.
A lot of people tried that, I think, and ended up blocked.
They tried it in a very negative way. So yes, I have blocked many people from not only commenting but like my social media and stuff because their approach was disgusting. You know, like I said, there was many people that contacted my family. You know,
that
even
don't do that,
even
people.
talk
What
to
the
them.
hell? If somebody's doing that, fuck off. That's ridiculous. That is fucking insane. If that has happened, fuck off. Yeah. These fucking people.
Yes, and
honestly, there are people out there who are
honestly,
like that. I have not heard of that, but if people are doing that, that is insane, unacceptable.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not gonna like tell you directly, hey, Logic, you know, I sent some nasty messages to Elva, so you know, but
Well,
like I
especially
said,
the family, right? Like it's different if it's you and it's more direct, but if it's like they find somebody in your family and send it, no.
No, yeah, my wife received, you know, multiple messages from certain people and stuff. Some of them which are like really nasty, some of them that were genuine. She doesn't really care. It's not like, you know, she got her heart broken because somebody insulted her or threatened the family or whatever. But she was just saying it, you know, it's pretty pathetic because it is. You know, there's no reason to reach out in that manner. Like I'm just as human as everybody else here. You know, I have feelings, I got to feel me. But like I said, man, you know, there's a different approach, different way to approach things. Even if you disagree with somebody, you know, it's just my perspective on life. I have a different one. Let's talk about it. It doesn't have to be all violent, you know.
One other thing that occurred to me just based on the chat was that you said in a comment on the short that announced God Is Too that your current books are purchasable if people send you an email, but there was no email. And I'm curious if you have any way of that you're selling the books you already have that you would like people to know about, or anything else you'd like to plug, you know, like promote, anything like that.
I would have to look back into that because during that time, there was when I did post that, I was selling the book directly from my shelf because I've you know, purchased a whole lot of copies of them.
Yeah,
I got rid of, you know, 90% of them. But like I said, I've been super busy, so I haven't even had time for that. So I kind of just stopped, you know, I guess retailing the book and stuff. So you know, it's quite unfortunate, but it's hard to juggle so many things at once.
yeah.
So I kind of just put a pause on that. But once I start retailing, you know, the new book, I will do my best to open up, you know, shop for all my books. So if anybody wants to, you know, check them out and stuff, they can do that. But I'll have to just update you guys on that.
Right. One small thing that people were asking, they were curious. So Mike, you haven't converted or anything. He hasn't got you yet.
No, I'm not gonna convert unless like, you know, God actually comes down or Jesus or whatever, and there's like actual like. I mean, I'm pretty evidence based on
I mean,
that.
you never know, man. You never know, man. He might get you yet.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I don't want to like harm my relationship with Calvo. I don't know what he knows about me really belief wise because we haven't really talked about it. But I mean, as respectfully as I can. If that does happen, I probably wouldn't be too fond of the guy, the like you know coming down.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not really a big fan of the whole hell burning shit. So
yeah, that's a bit of a
you have
sticking
to
point a lot of the time, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to explain that to me because I don't know. I don't think anyone deserves an eternity of whatever negative anything.
Yeah.
No matter what you've done, because that's
I guess, and on that topic, Calvo, now you have an atheist friend. So I'm curious
that
has changed, and people were asking as well, like, has that changed your perspective on atheists, and you know, like, what has been the effect of that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've actually I've always had atheist friends. I still do to this day. You know, I even have family that are atheists, you know, who I'm very close with and I love dearly. So it's nothing new to me. You know, I don't even Mike here knows, like, I don't push my belief on him. We rarely ever talk about it. You know.
No, he doesn't at all. We barely talk about it.
You know, in fact, he asked me for one of my books. I didn't even like say, "Oh man, you know, you should try to read my book and let me convince you," or anything. He was just more like, you know, "Hey, you know, would you mind if I get one?" I just gave him one for free, you know.
Something that I don't think that I brought up yesterday on the call. I might have, but I actually asked him for a Bible a couple of weeks ago, just to read through. I've never read through the entirety of the Bible, and I thought it would be. I mean, like, you know.
Do you think you're actually going to do it? That thing's pretty long, but I mean, it can be got through in like probably a month if you read a decent amount every day.
My wife's taking care of her mom out in where we're from right now, so I'm alone right now for another month. So I have some time on my hands. I mean, and he gave me like a pretty nice copy of it too. So I mean,
cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
And just to clarify, I didn't push that on him. He came to me.
I asked. He didn't. He not pushed. I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you met Calvo in real life, you know, he's squared away, dude.
Yeah.
Some would say they would get down on one knee and ask them to marry him.
I'm just scrolling through the super chats to see if there's anything else that I haven't really touched on before we go here. I guess he said you could do an hour, and it's 53 minutes now. So maybe we have a couple minutes just for a couple of things, possibly. I mean, there's the calzone meme. People are asking you your favorite flavor of calzone.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man. Honestly, it would be the buffalo chicken. You know?
Oh damn. Actually, that sounds pretty good.
The blue cheese dip. Gotta get the blue cheese.
Blue cheese dip, yeah. Good. That actually sounds really good right now. I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a minute.
I'm gonna go buy a calzone after this.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Actually, my wife said that she was gonna make me one after this.
Oh, that's perfect.
I think she's in the process of making it right now. So, it's just kind of, it's the meme, right? So she was like, I'm going to make one. It's like, sweet. Thank you. I don't think there's anything else in these super chats that we haven't covered, actually. So,
oh, I have one thing actually from your wife that she sent me yesterday that I would like to bring up. So apparently, like, Calvo said something about like your family or something a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago too, but
yeah, I actually had a thought on that.
Sure, go for it.
I was talking to Calvo. So he's like, he's pretty new at this apologetic stuff. I mean, he made a video and then immediately, it was got on by one of the biggest atheist YouTubers ever. So he probably, I mean, I would freak out a little bit, like if you're having a lot of people come at you, it's probably pretty overwhelming. And, he probably didn't mean that. Whatever it was. I don't know.
That's way in the past. That's way in the past. I don't even. People still talk about it, but it's like, dude, it's a little out of date.
That's why I thought I'd bring that up, just because people do still talk about that, and that might be a reason people, come at him and his family and stuff. So he probably didn't mean that. If you met him in real life, you would know that he's not malicious like that.
Yeah, and honestly, I forgot exactly, I actually forgot about that, and I forgot exactly what I even said, but understand too, I had recently given my life to Christ, and before that I was a pretty aggressive dude. It would have been, my response to things around me and things that people say to me and stuff was much worse than that. It was a little out of pocket to even bring that up in the first place. Like I said, I don't remember what I even said because
I got to be honest, I don't quite remember the details either. I don't remember the details either. So, I mean, at this point, it's whatever, man.
I'm sure I didn't say I'm gonna freaking, murder your family.
No, God, no. It was nothing. It was nothing like that. It was nothing at all like that. No.
So
it was something that people thought was a bit weird. That's about it. It was like that was it. I was never bothered by it especially much, right? Like it was more a matter of okay, that's a funny thing to say. Something like that, where I was just like, okay, that's that was my reaction. I mean, that's my reaction to pretty much everything. Like, I mean, if you did say I'm gonna come and murder your family, I'd be like, okay, whoa, bro, that's a bit far.
No, that, yeah.
But I know you wouldn't do that. That's not the kind. That's not at all. That's not at all the kind of dude you are. I know that already, right? Before the hangout or whatever you call this stream, before I obviously you're not that kind of dude. I know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Someone asked if they sent me a Bible, would I sign it? Yeah, but if I do that, then I gotta come up with some kind of a special signature. How am I supposed to sign Logicked? Yeah, I'd have to. Do you think movie stars and stuff practice their signature? They come up with a signature. A lot of them aren't even using their real names, so they have to make up a signature. Yeah, it's like a little piece of art that they have to put on every single thing. Anyway, that's all the super chats. I don't know. If there's nothing else, I guess we can just call it, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, thank you both very much for coming on. This is really interesting.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Thanks for listening to me yesterday when I was trying to convince everyone that I was real.
Yeah. What an interesting situation. I don't know. It's just interesting that just the coincidences involved. It's
oh yeah, no, it sounds
cool.
Totally not real. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah, yesterday I felt like I was in some sort of a movie plot or something. It was very strange.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I was like, I'm not to sound like a narcissist or anything, but I was sitting there like, what are the fucking odds that I'm like the dude that, I've been watching you forever. I'm a pretty big fan. I wasn't, I'm not going to sit here and, freak out like I did with Calvo over it. But, I'm a pretty big fan. I've been watching you for a long time and never in a million years would have thought that I would have been the key to close some Hovind style lore thing you have going on with the
well,
dude.
people, one person in the super chat said, is this stream a precursor to peace in the Middle East?
Yeah,
and there you go. You're the key to peace in the Middle East, man.
I was dropped over there with never mind. But yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I guess I'll stop the stream and I'll see you later, or maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyway.
Cool. If you still want me in that chat tomorrow or the hangout or whatnot, just send me a link or whatever. If you don't, then I don't know. It was nice talking
for sure.
to you, man.
Yeah, if you wanna come in there, you're more than welcome. You got the role for it. So
okay.
It's all good.
Cool.
All right. Well, see you, Calvo, Almando. I don't know.
Logic.